somebody from U.S. Special Forces called in to a Fox News reporter and had some devastating things to say.
Oh, that was a Fox News reporter?
Yes, Jennifer Griffin is who he called into. We don't know his name. He's a member of the U.S. Special Forces that fought alongside the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces. He said, quote, "I am ashamed for the first time in my career." He said, "Turkey is not doing what it agreed to. It is horrible. We met every single security agreement. The Kurds met every single agreement with the Turks. There was no threat to the Turks, none from this side of the border." Look, I'll give my opinion. I don't think that's completely accurate. I think there is Kurdish terrorism inside of Turkey, and some of it does come from the Syrian side. I don't think that it merits Turkey going into northern Syria. And it certainly does not merit, from America's perspective, America betraying the Kurds who fought with them. And this is a guy who did fight with them. I'm gonna tell you about another guy who was in the military who fought with them, who says something interesting too. But this is Fox News reporting it, so it's even more damaging. He went on to say, "This is insanity. I don't know what they call atrocities, but they are happening." And today, reports out 7 civilians have already been killed in the Turkish incursion into Kurdish territory in Syria. So civilians being killed, obviously, not only bombing from the planes, obviously, but also the ground invasion has begun. And so look, this is more damaging to Trump, I think, than a lot of people understand. He's losing Republican senators on this. That doesn't mean they're totally gone, but they're super mad. And they're mad for a number of reasons. The military-industrial complex doesn't like this. Our other allies, Saudi Arabia, Israel, etc., don't like this. And now you've got guys in the military going around saying, "I'm ashamed for what we have done because of Trump." That's gonna hurt the big guy. It's gonna hurt him, I think, really, really bad. So another member of the military, not to Fox News, but to another outlet, explained, you guys keep saying we fought alongside one another. That's actually not true. We would tell them the coordinates and we would tell them where ISIS is coming, and then we'd go behind a hill. They would do the fighting. They fought in front of us, not side by side. And I saw them lose 11,000 soldiers and 24,000 more wounded. And we're just sitting here watching them get killed. So all the military on the ground are disgusted by what happened.
That thread from, what's her name, Jennifer Griffin?
Yes.
Is really worth reading. It's really powerful, that guy's sort of emotional reaction to what he was seeing. You mentioned that why Trump is in trouble on this. I mean, Lindsey Graham, we mentioned before, it's crazy, but I mean, this is a guy, Turkey's invasion of northern Syria, attacking one of America's most reliable allies, the Kurds, is a nightmare for the US and Israel, he says. "Mr. President, your decision regarding Syria is having grave consequences to our national security and that of our allies and partners. Very sad to see a great ally, the Kurds, being assaulted by Turkish Erdogan military using American-designed equipment. Expect Congress to act soon against Turkey and aggressively push back. Hope the Trump administration will join this effort." That's not what we usually hear from Lindsey Graham about the president.
Yeah, so now another bubble has burst. Not only is this going on Fox News, and Jennifer Griffin, you're right, she said, I was shaken. I've never gotten a call like that in my life. But it's also pierced his bubble in the military. So not everybody in the military was pro-Trump, obviously, but he did have a very solid contingent there. Now they're all going, guy looks like he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and we just betrayed the guys who are our best allies.
I'm anxious for that moment that where Jim Mattis feels that it's his time to speak out. I mean, I know he's
although HR McMaster today, his foreign national security chief, said when asked, is it wrong to work with a foreign government in our political campaigns, basically answered absolutely. Like, didn't hesitate and was like, it is definitely wrong.
To add on to what you said, there was an announcement today. I think you originally spoke with a radio station yesterday, but John Shimkus, a Republican of, I believe it's Illinois, said that after he learned about the withdrawal order, he told his chief of staff to, quote, "pull my name off the I support Donald Trump list." He says he'll still support for his domestic agenda, but because of this terrible foreign policy decision, I asked that my name be removed from his campaign's official list of supporters.
It would be a stunning irony that if the Kurds, who unfortunately have no power in the world and are constantly lied to and have never gotten a state of their own, wound up being one of the major causes that took Trump down and wound up affecting the biggest government, most powerful government in the world. And if the Kurds did that, at least Trump's betrayal of the Kurds led to that. That would be an ironic show of force.
So I would say that if he does not reverse himself on this, and it would be super awkward to reverse yourself on it now and have, how do you run the risk if you reverse yourself of having an armed confrontation with Turkey. But if he doesn't reverse himself with all this happening, it suggests that there are unbelievably nefarious reasons for doing it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, you throw Erdogan under a bus and he will throw you under a bus.
Yeah.
No question about that. So Trump has to be incredibly careful. Whatever information Erdogan has about Trump, he will definitely release it if Trump reverses this decision.
A super fast version of this, there might be that stuff. I don't know anything about that, but absent that stuff, I think it's relatively easy to reverse himself because the argument for why this is now happening is not really accurate. They're not invading this area and trying to massacre the Kurds because we pulled 4 soldiers out of the area. We still have like 1,000 soldiers in Syria. It's not like this represents an actual withdrawal from Syria. It's a token movement of soldiers. The reason they're coming in is because Trump gave them the okay. He just made it clear, probably before, but definitely after, that if they go in, if they invade, if they bomb, it's going to be fine.
No, Ben's right. Yes, you're right, John, that accurately describes the events. But Ben is right that you can't reverse it now. You can't say, okay, Turkey, take your tanks, because now it's a ground invasion.
Turn around.
And turn around. They're gonna say no. And when they say no, what are we gonna do about it?
Right.
They're a NATO ally. What are we gonna go to war with NATO? Are we gonna go to war with ourselves?
Are we gonna lend air support to the Kurds and bomb Turks?
No, that's an unacceptable level of insanity. Because then everybody else in NATO would be like, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah.
You just bombed a NATO ally. That's insanity. So he has gotten himself into a mess he cannot get out of. Classic Donald Trump.
Because he didn't fully understand the situation.
Oh, just maybe.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.